Go.
Alright, today I'm going to be doing a PowerPoint on the different stages of grief and the different styles that people grieve in. Okay, first of all, we're going to kind of explain why people grieve and why it's important, the different stages of grief, and how to support somebody who is grieving. Why do we grieve? Does anybody know why we grieve here? Raise your hands. Nobody knows. Okay. Has anybody here had an incident where you were sad, angry, upset about a loss of a loved one or something, traumatic in your life?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure we all have been at that point at some time. Okay. Grieving is really the first step we take when we lose a loved one or when we go through a traumatic experience. It's kind of the stages that you have to go through to heal. Okay, it's really important for a person to be able to grieve at their own speed and in their own way. There's really no right way to grieve. Some people start out angry and then they go to denial and then they go into a depression or a sadness. It really just depends on the person. Understanding the grieving process is really important so you can help support the person that is grieving. You need to understand that every day is a different struggle for that person who is going through a significant change. Okay, now we're going to go over the 5 primary stages of grieving. So like I mentioned, there's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. And like I had just mentioned, no one way first is the right way. And it's an individual process for each person. So you could lose somebody together, you and a sibling could lose a parent or a grandparent, and you and that sibling could be on a completely different page of your grieving process. Supporting someone who is grieving. Okay, there's different ways and techniques to be able to support somebody who is grieving. The way that I like to go about it is just follow their lead. If someone comes to you and they want to talk and share all their feelings, just be there to listen. If somebody wants you to tell them about an experience, you tell them. If somebody wants a hug, you can give them a hug. It really just depends on that person who you're trying to support. You kind of follow their lead and you go from there. Okay, so giving your support when somebody is grieving isn't always easy. Sometimes it can be really hard to pick up on other people's emotions, especially if they're trying to seclude themselves and keep to themselves. Understanding grief is difficult because it is different for every single person. And we went over the 5 stages of grief and a few different ways on how to support somebody who's grieving. And that's my works cited page. I set my 3 references. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions?